through and show you some of my junk Aussie silver. Yes, Australia, our Australian history. Our first coinage came into effect in 1910, and we were using silver, and I thought I'd show you some. Now, most of our silver we only used up until 1964, but then our new decimal coins came into effect in 1966, and our first decimal, one of our first decimal coins was silver. And I'll just show you these. Now, every coin virtually since then is in Australian coinage, in everyday circulation, is not silver. Anything that comes from Australia that's silver now is limited edition, non-circulated coinage, bullion, collectible items. Alright, so first I thought I'd show you guys was, since we talked about this is called a 50-cent piece, and it's round. The significance of the roundness is because this is the only year that Australia produced a round 50-cent coin. And 1966 is the only year that we produced, when we introduced our new decimal coinage, a silver coin. And as you can see, it's a beautiful, quite an interesting coin. You have our designated shield in the centre for Australia. You've got our famous emu on that left side, and you've got our kangaroo on there, and then you can see it says 50 cents. On the back, we've got a youngish, youthful looking Queen Elizabeth II on there, and then you can see the year and so forth. Now, these are actually high content of silver. They're actually made with 80% silver, the rest a couple nickel and copper. So yeah, these are actually quite, so basically I suppose you could almost call it solid silver by everyone's coinage standards these days. So 80% silver, yeah, and listen to that sound, isn't it awesome? I'm not going to pick up, just sort of, so that's that 50-cent coin. Okay, so these are quite collectible, and generally at the moment, the cheapest you could find one of these coins in Australia, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Australia is a minimum of $11.95, $12 a coin. So if you want to get one of these 50-cent coins, you're looking at least $11.95, $12 a coin. A lot of places are $15, even I've seen them even up to $29 a coin, depending on where you go. So it's called that's our 1966, and it was the only year that we made a silver decimal coin, and secondly, the only year that it was round. After that, it was actually a 7 octagonal 50-cent coin. So that's basically a 50-cent coin, a $half. Okay, so just put those aside for a moment. Alright, so here I've got some junk silver out here. Now, generally the common Australian junk silver coin was what's called a florin. It was pretty much most common, a bigger coin, and a lot of people around the world have known us for, and also England has a florin. So did most of the Commonwealth, New Zealand and so forth. So they produced these, like I said, from 1910 till 1946 is when they changed from 92.5% silver to 50% silver content, and then we stopped making them in 1962. But there are some 63s and 64s that were made earlier, but it's because they had to then get ready to start making our new coinage. Now, there's a difference, I've pointed out before, but so with the older coinage, they changed the coat of arms, and they changed the look of the florin. Now, that's obviously a much older florin there, but you get the gist at the look of the actual coat of arms, and there's a star here, for example, on this one here versus the crown and so forth. So there's a difference in our design, but not in all of our coinage, but in a lot of them. And as the years go by too, kings and queens came and went and died and were born. And here we have, for example, totally two different kings. We had King George here. Okay, he was actually the 5th, Alright, he's fully regal here in this particular one. And then when he died, he's passed away, his son, King George VI. And here he is here, looking young and dapper. So that's what also happened. Now so these, listen to that silver mark. Okay, so 92.5% silver. Okay, then we come across the shilling, alright, which is the next level down. So there's our shilling. The newer model shillings, it changed from our coat of arms to a sheep's head or ram's head. So, but that's our shillings. Okay, then we go to come down to a smaller coin again, and this is called a sixpence. Okay, now have a look at that. Now, this probably would have been like a 10-cent coin or a dime or a 20-cent coin, something like that, or a quarter. Would have been probably considered to be like that. Back then, a quarter. Okay, now that one is the only coin that where our design didn't change. Okay, then we come down to something even smaller. Smaller! Yes, and these are quite tricky to hold, as you can see. This is called a threepence, or a 3 pence. Okay, now here there was the couple different designs, so I'm going to have to take this glove off. Okay, here we've got see this, the wheat, can of wheat, and here we got the old original star above our coat of arms. But look how tiny they are. It's basically smaller than a dime, smaller than a penny, quite small. But guys, up until 1946, so this coin here, 92.5% silver. This one here is from 1943, I think, yeah. So that one's also 92.5% silver. And then 1946 onwards, due to the cost of metal, and obviously from the old previous war that went on and on and on, they had to reduce costs, and then we came out with combining a few different metals, nickel and copper and so forth, with 50% silver, and changed our metal content to silver. So have a looky here. This is our Aussie coinage. So a whole heap of threepences, as you can see. They are small. They're tiny. Alright, so that probably would have been like a 5-cent coin, or a dime. Probably more like a dime. And the other one was then the sixpences. These are a little bit bigger. These would have been like a quarter. And then we have the getting up a lot bigger, as you can see, the Australian shilling. Okay, there we go. Australian shilling would have been probably like a 50 cents. And then we have the florins. We also had, for a little while, a few years, 1937 and 1938, we also had what's called a crown. And they weren't that popular because of the size of them. See, these were nice size to pick in your pocket, a florin. But the crown, I haven't got them here to show you, but a crown was like virtually twice the size of this and twice as heavy. And they didn't produce them for that long. And but up until 1910, we used the coinage of England, of our mother country. And so every now and then, every generation or every few years, changes the kings, changes the queens, Olympic Games, or some royal history or war, we would come out with some commemoratives. And this one's here is our florin. And I've got this in this package because of the condition of this particular one. I don't consider this one to be junk, but it's also part of my my florin collection, which isn't here. I've got a big collection, and it's in a protective folder. But this is the 1927. It's called the Canberra. It was the year that to commemorate the making or building of our Canberra building for Parliament, and it's my favourite coin. There's a lot happening. There's the picture of Parliament House there in that circular piece. We've got King George V on the obverse, and I've got about 30 of these, 28 to 30 of these. and I've got quite a few in uncirculated or average uncirculated condition, and each coin, one of these, this particular coin, is worth anything from $50, depending on the condition, up to $400 just for one coin. So, but I hope you had a look at some of our Aussie junk silver, and it's quite different, isn't it, to British, or the American, or even a lot of European coinage. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of heritage, and this would have gone into a lot of pockets. And I've got quite a bit of a collection. I've got, like I said, a collection that's also in protected folders. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at these. If you'd like to have to know a little bit more, you'll see another video. But I will, at one stage soon, come up and show you my flooring collection too, and explain a little bit more about the kings and the queens and who and when died and what happened. So, but junk silver, yes, Australia, we have it too. And I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this Aussie coinage. Thanks for watching, guys.